Chaitanya Chandraya Namo Namaste. Ajanulambita bhujau kanakavadato sankirtanekapitaro kamalaya Vishwambharo Dvijavaro Yugadharmapalo Vande Jagatpriyakaro Karunavataro Jayati Jayati Deva Krishna Chaitanya Chandra Jayati Jayati Kirti Stasya Nitya Pavitra Jayati Jayati Bhrityastasya Vishveshvamurte Jayati Jayati Nrityam Tasya Sarva Priyanam Mukam karoti vachalo Bangam Lingayate Giram Yat Kripatam Ham Vande Shri Guru Dinatarinam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Krishna Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna. Thank you all so much once again for your very, very kind association. So we will move forward with our Chaitanya Bhagavatam session. I really seek all of your blessings, prayers, and wishes so that speak something relevant to this subject matter, where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing his Mahaprakash Lila. A very beautiful subject matter of Chaitanya Bhagavat, extensively described by Sri Vrindavana Thakur. Vancha kalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhaivacha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo. Anant Koti Vaishnav Vrinde ki jai. All the assembled Vaishnavas ki jai. So we are in Shiva's Angan, where Mahaprabhu is showing his Mahaprakash Lila. And that Mahaprakash Lila went for how many hours? Okay, let's first together unmute and one by one, answer some of the questions so that we all are on the right page. And even a quick recap will happen. And that's going also to benefit me because I will also know where we are heading to. So for how many hours that Mahaprakash Lila happened?
21 hours. 21 hours.
21 hours. And that is mentioned as Sapt Prahar Lila. In one day, our earthly day, there are 24 hours. And there are 8 Prahar. One Prahar is 3 hours. So Mahaprabhu doing his nocturnal pastimes, doing his night kirtan in the house of Srivas Angan, once felt so much ecstatic that he went on the altar of Srivas Thakur, picked up all the Shaligram Shilas, placed it on his lap, and showed his Bhagwan Bhav. And for 21 hours non-stop, Mahaprabhu was bestowing Krishna Prem and showing his Bhagavatva to everyone. So who was the first person who got mercy by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Mahaprakash Lila?
Srivas Thakur. Srivas Thakur.
Who was the very first person? Yes, everybody got mercy, but who was the very first person who got mercy by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Advaita Acharya.
Advaita Acharya, we have not touched it. Yeah, Dukhi. She became Sukhi.
She became Sukhi. Yeah, I forgot.
The Dukhi came because she was carrying one by one all the pots from the river Ganga. And with that pots, the Abhishek ceremony was happening for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Advaita Acharya, Nityananda Prabhu, they all were pouring pots after pots and bathing and doing Abhishek for Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So the very first person in this Mahaprakash Lila who got mercy was Dukhi, the maid servant of Srivas Thakur, who Mahaprabhu named that you will become Sukhi. Who was the next? As described by Vrindavana Thakur. Who was the next who got mercy? Nita Gandharvika Mataji, you covered that. Yes. Who was the next? No,
Yeah.
not Thakur. Who got the mercy next?
The Kolavecha Sridhara?
Now we are in Kolavecha Sridhara, but before Kolavecha Sridhara, whom Mahaprabhu said, okay, look at my Bhagavan form. I was the one who saved you.
No.
I hope you are regularly attending Caitanya Bhagavat sessions.
Gopinath Acharya Mataji, is that
Gopinath.
correct?
Oh, how come Gopinath Acharya was there?
Gangadasa Pandit.
Yes.
Gangadasa Pandit, yeah. So all the
Pandit.
names are getting confused, Mataji. Gangadasa
Yes,
Pandit.
Gangadasa Pandit, who was the teacher,
Gangadasa.
grammar, Sanskrit grammar teacher for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He was the next one who got mercy by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, where there were riots happened in Bengal, and there was so much Muslim attack. And then Gangadasa, along with his wife and children, has to cross the boat to go out from Navadvip. And there was no boatman available. And it was night time, and he has to protect his life. At that time, all of a sudden, from nowhere, the boatman came, and Gangadasa Pandit, along with his family, was able to cross the river. And later, Mahaprabhu, in this Mahaprakash Lila, said, I was that boatman, right? He said, I was the one who came and protected you when you were helplessly crying because no one was there to help you out. So the next verse after Dukhi was Gangadasa Pandit, who got mercy and who got to know that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is no different from the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Then comes our Kolavecha Sridhara. So now this Sridhar episode is being described very, very in detail. Actually, this Mahaprakash Lila, this is very detailed, in a very detailed fashion, has been described by Vrindavana Thakur. Our Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami not touched upon in a very detailed manner, but on a very surface level, he has touched upon in his Chaitanya Charitamrita about this Mahaprakash Lila. But Vrindavana Thakur has, in a very detailed fashion, described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. Therefore, we say that this Chaitanya Bhagavat and Chaitanya Charitamrita, they complement each other. It's not that you read one book and you forget another. Rather, you have to read both in order to get all the beautiful pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now comes our Sridhar, Kolavecha Sridhar. His name is Kolavecha. Why? Why is known as Kolavecha? Because
He sell banana leaves.
Yes, he used to sell banana leaves, banana stalks, banana stems, banana fruit, and cups and plates made up of banana, which was very easily available in Bengal. Because when you go to Navadvip, when you go to Mayapur, you'll see a lot of banana trees. So it was very easily available. And Kolavecha Sridhar, because his name is Sridhar, but because he sells this banana, items related to banana, he's known as Kolavecha. Kola in Bengal means banana. So Kolavecha Sridhar. This Kolavecha Sridhar, he was very poor, because whatever earnings he gets only by selling these items, which were actually readily available for all the people. And Kolavecha Sridhar was not present in this Mahaprakash Lila. And suddenly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu remembers that, oh, where is my Sridhar? Go and find Sridhar. And none of the devotees who were present in Srivasanga knew whom Mahaprabhu is calling to. None of them. And they all were thinking, Sridhar? Who is Sridhar? We never heard of Sridhar. And then Mahaprabhu said, go to the outskirts of this Navadvip, because Sridhar was so poor that he used to stay in the outskirts of the village. He was not inside the village because he was very poor. So he said, go, and there when you will find someone. And everyone was shocked. Okay, we'll go, but how we will see, how we will know that who is Sridhar? Mahaprabhu said, as soon as you'll enter, you'll hear the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And that time you can remember, you can see that my Sridhar is there. So bring Sridhar. And it was night time when all the devotees on the order of Mahaprabhu went out of that village to the outskirts, and they found that there is a very beautiful chanting of Mahamantra that was loudly chanted by Sridhar. They could hear that loud chanting. And then they thought, okay, this is Sridhar. So it has been explained that Sridhar used to chant so loudly that people, his neighbors, they were very atheistic mentality. So they used to just say that this Sridhar is so poor that he cannot fulfill his belly. And therefore, whole night he's chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra because he's crying. He's crying because he's so much of poverty stricken. But they don't understand that actually he was calling out the name of the Supreme Lord. But finally, when all these people, they used to curse Sridhar, but Sridhar didn't pay any attention to whatever those atheistic people will say. He will just immerse himself, absorb himself in the chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. So all the devotees, they went, they saw Sridhar, they told Sridhar, oh Sridhar, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is calling you. Just hearing the name, Sridhar fainted. And they didn't know what to do now. And they finally took that fainted Sridhar and brought in Srivas Angan in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then saw Sridhar and said, oh Sridhar, you are here, I was waiting for you. And then Sridhar looked at Mahaprabhu, and Mahaprabhu started narrating. So Sridhar, you remember I used to come and I used to fight with you. I used to bargain with you, with all those things. So Mahaprabhu took Sridhar in the flashback and he said, Sridhar, I used to fight with you that you have to reduce your price. Give me the goods. For 2 hours, I used to quarrel with you. And although Sridhar always quoted a very reasonable price, Sridhar was so honest in his dealings that his price were always reasonable as compared to other people who used to sell all these products. But still, Mahaprabhu would always go to Sridhar only, and he will fight with him and he will tell him, you have to reduce your price. So Mahaprabhu said, remember Sridhar, I used to come and then I will take all your goods in just the half price. And still you will not be happy. So you'll just stand up, you'll grab all the products from me, and there would be a nice tug of war happening. And this way, you showed your honesty towards your products, and I used to show my love towards you. And finally, when this tug of war happens, then Sridhar will say, okay, oh Nimai, you are so arrogant. Nobody can win over you. Whatever you want, take it. I will give you. And then he will say, Sridhar will not become angry. So we will just, I'll share the screen and we'll start reading, because today will mostly be the reading session. So let's see in that position where we can head to. So this was the thing, that Sridhar, Mahaprabhu will tell Sridhar, why do you live in ecstatic when you have so much of wealth? This is 166. Because, yes, he was a very poverty-stricken person. Sridhar was very, very poor, but he was rich in wealth. Which wealth? The wealth of Krishna Prem. He was the richest of all. He was very rich. He was very wealthy in Krishna Prem. So Mahaprabhu would say, why you live in like an ecstatic when you have so much of wealth? Why are you taking the goods from my hands? Don't you know who am I? Mahaprabhu will tell Sridhar, okay, I'm taking the goods from you half the price. But why are you snatching these goods? Because Sridhar was not ready to pay, to give those goods at just a half a price, because Sridhar would spend the 50% of his income in worship of Ganga Devi. So, and 50% is left, he used to spend on himself to maintain his livelihood. So he will snatch the goods. He will say, oh, Nimai, I don't want to give you. So Nimai would say, why are you snatching your goods? Don't you know who am I? But after hearing this, Sridhar would never become angry. But when he looked at the Lord's face, seeing the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, seeing the beauty of our dear Nimai, Sridhar would give all the goods, not only for the half the price, but for free. And he'll say, okay, Nimai, take it, whatever you want. And then this is a conversation that is happening between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sridhar, where Mahaprabhu is taking Sridhar back in flashback. Because right now, Sridhar and Mahaprabhu, they both are conversing in Srivas Angan during Mahaprakash Lila. So Mahaprabhu is taking Sridhar back in those days where Sridhar and Mahaprabhu would fight for these bananas. Now our Vrindavana Das Thakur is explaining that the beauty of Mahaprabhu, the beauty of Mahaprabhu's face, because in the previous verse we saw, right, that the most Brahmanical Sridhar did not become angry. After looking at the Lord's face, he gave him all the goods. So Gaurasundar would forcibly take the goods, but Sridhar will let go at one point. First he will fight, but at one point he will let go. He will let go all the goods and he'll say, okay, Nimai, take it. But when Sridhar will see Mahaprabhu's face, Madana Mohana Rupa Gauranga Sundara Lalate Tilaka Shubhe Urdhva Manohara. Madana Mohan, Rup Gauranga Sundar, our Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Gauranga was more enchanting like Madana Mohan. Madana Mohan, who is Madan Mohan? Cupid. Cupid is Madan Mohan. Lalat tilak. Lalat means this entire forehead. That portion is known as lalat. Lalat tilak. There was a tilak. And what kind of tilak? Urdhva manohar. This way. The tilak that we put. This tilak Mahaprabhu was wearing. So, lalat tilak shobhit. Urdhva manohar. Beautiful tilak was decorated. The forehead was decorating the forehead of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who was looking like a cupid. Trikacha vasana shobhe kutila kuntala prakriti nayana duri paramachanchala. So Mahaprabhu was wearing a dhoti, which was trikacha. Trikacha we have already discussed. The dhoti, which is when it is being tied, then it is pulled. The first plate of the dhoti is pulled in 3 folds. So Bengali normally wears this kind of dhoti. And it was folded in 3. Only the first plate of the dhoti is folded in 3 parts. And that it makes a waving sign. So that kind of dhoti he was wearing. Trikacha vasana shobhe kutila kantala. And his hair was very curly. Then he says, Prakriti Nayana Duri Paramachanchalam. His eyes and his nature. So Mahaprabhu's nature and Mahaprabhu's eyes, they both were restless. So our Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur just gave one line purport to this verse where he says, the Lord's 2 eyes are by nature most restless. So Mahaprabhu's eyes are very restless. Anybody wants to volunteer and say why Mahaprabhu's eyes was restless? Why so much emphasis is given on the nature of Mahaprabhu's eyes being so restless? What was the reason? Anybody wants to?
Mataji, because he was in Radha Bhav?
And Radharani's eyes are always restless looking for Krishna.
Very good, Mataji. Nice, nice. Yes, anybody else wants to say anything?
Yeah, I also agree with Parima Mataji. He was always searching for Krishna, one. Secondly, he was mischievous. He was a kid. He was very mischievous.
Yeah, he was a kid. He was very mischievous. But not only during the kid, but even when Mahaprabhu grew up, still his eyes were very restless. So this has been explained by Ramananda Rai in Chaitanya Charitamrita. He says, Nana Bhave, because you are immersed in not only Radha Bhav, but so many emotions are there in you. Nana Bhave Chanchala, Tahe Kamala Naina. That your eyes are, your Kamala Nain, your lotus eyes are always restless. Why? Because they are immersed in various ecstasies. So yes, Parima Mataji, you were very close to it, but not only Radha Bhav, but full of emotions. Because sometimes Mahaprabhu, most of the times during Gambhira, when he was doing his Gambhira pastimes, he was in Radha Bhav. But sometimes in Srivas Angan, he would act like as if he's Balaram. He'll ask for Varuni. Sometimes he will be in his friendship mood, where he wants to have a relationship of friendship with the other devotees. So Nana Bhave Chanchala, he is immersed into so many moods of ecstasies, and therefore his eyes are always restless. In this regard, it is also been mentioned that how come Mahaprabhu sometimes goes into the mood of friendship, because he wants to relish those reciprocation he used to have with his cowherd friends. And that's the reason, that also give the reason that Mahaprabhu was calling out for Sridhar, even though Sridhar was not present in Mahaprakash Lila. Because Mahaprabhu was remembering his cowherd pastimes. Sridhar is none other than a cowherd friend. In Gaur-Gunosh Dipika, Kavi Karnapura writes that Sridhar was Kusumasava. He was a cowherd friend named Kusumasava, with whom Mahaprabhu used to play at the bank of river Yamuna. So now also Mahaprabhu getting the mood of friendship and remembering his cowherd friend, getting the ecstatic mood of friendship, he is calling out for Sridhar. And he's saying, oh Sridhar, where are you? Right? So he sent his devotees. So this way, it's been mentioned that how Mahaprabhu's eyes were always restless. Restless because he wants to reciprocate with everybody. Considering their mood, he wants to reciprocate. Shukala Yagna Sutra Shobhe Vedya Shrire Sukshma Rupe Anantaye Hena Kalavere Shukla Yagna Sutra. Yagna Sutra is the Brahmin thread, and that Brahmin thread is always white in color. So Shukla Yagna Sutra. So very beautiful Brahmin thread was adorning the chest of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Sukshma Rupe, and in the Sukshma Rup, we know what that thread is. Ananta he yana kalavere. His body was adorned, his chest was adorned by that white Brahmana thread. But in Sukshma Rup, we know who was that Brahmana thread. He's none other than Anantadev. Ananta Shesh is the one who helps the Supreme Lord, who in Shantaras serves the Supreme Lord. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur writes, Sri Anantadev serves Gaura Narayan in the following 10 different forms: umbrella, slippers, bedding, pillow, garments, ornaments, his resting chair, his residence, his sacred thread, and his throne. So in this way, it's Anantadev who is serving Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So therefore, all these belongings, the paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord, are actually Balaram. They are Anantashesh, right? So therefore, we have to be very, very careful when we are dealing with the paraphernalia of the Supreme Lord. They are not just the items, but it's the personality who is serving the Supreme Lord, taking the form of different items. Krishna's abode, Krishna's things, Krishna's paraphernalia, Krishna's flute, Krishna's beddings, his ornaments, his garments, everything is served by Sri Balaram. आधरे तंबूला हसे श्रीधर छाइया आरभर खोला लाए अपन तुलिया. The Lord chewed betel nuts as he looked at Sridhar. So Vrindavan Das Thakur is bringing our attention back in Srivas Angan, where this Mahaprakash Lila is going on. He said that the Lord chewed betel nuts as he looked at Sridhar. So when Mahaprabhu looked at Sridhar, he chewed betel nuts, but then he again picked up the banana leaves with his own hands. So now again, we are going back in the flashback where Mahaprabhu used to have fight with Kolavecha. So now back to this Srivas Angan, where Mahaprabhu is having this conversation with the Kolavecha Sridhar, and he's telling, "Oh Sridhar, remember?" So now he's taking him back in those days. Sridhar balena suna brahmana Thakura Shama kare mora moi tomara kukura. And then Sridhar said, "Oh respected Brahmana, please forgive me. Please forgive me, for I am your dog. Mui tomara kukur. I am just your dog." Just like Bhaktivinoda Thakur writes, Sarvasya chaham charane sampiya odachi tomar ghare. Tumi to Thakur tomar kukur boliya jana bhumore. Yes, we all are dogs. We are Prabhupada dogs. We are Rupanugas. We are the dogs of Srila Rupa Goswami. We are dogs of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We are dogs of our dear Lord Sri Krishna. And this Kantimala that we wear shows that we are the pet dogs. We are not just the stray dogs. We belong to a sampradaya. We are pet dogs. So Sridhar is also saying, "Please forgive me. Shama kare mora, mui tomara kukur." I am always your dog. But then Mahaprabhu says, taking him back to those times, Prabhu bole jani tumi paramachatura Kolavecha artha tomara chaya prachura. I know, oh Sridhar, jani tumi paramachatur. I know that you are very clever. You are a very great businessman. Kolavecha artha tomara achaya prachur. By selling this kela, by selling the items that are made of these bananas, Kolavecha, artha, you have accumulated a lot of wealth in a prachur matra. Achaya prachur, in a very great amount, you have accumulated the wealth by selling these products made of these banana leaves, banana cups. I know you are a great businessman. You are a very chatur, you are very clever. And then Sridhar would say, "Ara ki pasara nahi Sridhar ya bale, alpa kadi diya tatha kina patha khole." Ara ki pasara nahi. Are there no other shops? Why don't you go and buy the products that you want from other shops? Sridhar will say like this. Alpa kadi diya. You are giving me a very meager amount of wealth you are giving. And you are taking so many things from me. Alpa diya tatha kina patha kole. Go and buy the leaves if you get somewhere cheaper. Go, instead of giving me that alpa kadi is actually the currency that is used in those days. So he says, you are giving me such a less amount. So why don't you go to other shops and give them the half of the amount and take the products? Don't argue with me. I am not going to give you. So when the Lord forcibly took Sridhar's goods, Sridhar would ask, instead of taking from me, why don't you go to another shopkeeper and buy banana leaves cheaper? प्रभु बोले योगानिया आमी नहीं छाड़ी थोड़ा किया थोड़ा काला दिया मोरे तुम्ही लाहाकाड़ी प्रभु बोले योगानिया आमी nahi chhade. Yoganiya, Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur writes, refers to supplier. So he says, you are my supplier. Prabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu will say, you are my supplier. Supplier means that from you only I always take goods, one who fulfills one's requirements. Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur writes, Ami nahi chhadi, I am not going to leave you. Thoda kala diya more, tumi laha. Take my money and give me the stems and the bananas. Whatever I'm asking for, you take my money and whatever amount I'm giving, accept it. Don't argue because I am not going to leave you. This is what Krishna consciousness is. That when we surrender unto the Supreme Lord, even at one point when if we become frustrated because of being in material existence, because of facing so many turbulence of material miseries, even at some point we feel like, okay, enough of Krishna consciousness. Sometimes if we think that way, then Krishna will not leave us. Krishna will still make us pursue in our path of bhakti. That's what here Mahaprabhu is telling to Sridhar. Prabhu bole yogani ami nahi chhadi. I am not going to leave you. I am not going to go to any other vendor to ask for bananas. You were my original supplier and you will be my original supplier. So this way, Krishna never leaves his devotees. Kaunteya pratijani name bhakta pranishyati. He says that, oh Arjun, you declare that my devotee will never perish. Even at some point where the devotees say, oh Krishna, I quit, I cannot do anymore. Krishna will still say, no quitting, just pursue as far as you can. Some way or the other, by sending some association, Krishna will make sure that we are always in the path of bhakti. This applies also to the devotee. The devotees should also be in the same mood. No matter whatever the miseries may come because of being in this dukkhalayam, what else we expect. But that doesn't mean that we leave Krishna and we go to other demigods and ask help for. Kama sarva kama moksha kama udaradi. Whatever desire we have, we should ultimately go to our Supreme Lord. Tivrena bhakti yoga yajate param purusha param. We should always go to the Supreme Lord. We should also, in the mood of Lord Shri Krishna, should not leave Krishna when some difficulty come in our life. Difficulties will come. This place is dukkhalayam. So we should also not leave Krishna, just like Krishna doesn't leave his devotees. It's just the matter of time that we have to face certain problems because of our own karmas. But still, we should keep holding on to the lotus feet of Lord Shri Krishna. So he says, Yogani yami nahi chhadi. You are my supplier and I'm not going to leave you at any cost. And then Sridhar would look at the Supreme Lord's face. Rupa dekhi mukta hai Sridhar hai haase ghali pade vishwamara parama santoshe. Then Sridhar would look at the beautiful face of the Supreme Lord, the beautiful face of our Nimai, and mukta hai, and he will become overwhelmed. And he will smile, hase, and he would smile. And Vishwambar, Gali Pade Vishwambara, Parama Santoshe. And the Supreme Lord will speak harsh words to him. But those harsh words will give Parama Santosh, will give so much satisfaction to the heart of Sridhar. That was the loving exchange between the two cowherd friends. Pratyah Gangare Dravya Deha Kakaniya Amare Kavichu Kichu Dile Mulete Chadiya. Now our Nimai will say, Pratyaya Gangara Dravya Deha Dakiniya. You always go and you regularly worship, you offer the 50% of your income to Ganga. Amaraka Vichudiya Mulate Chadiya. And when it comes to me, you don't want to leave your mulya. You don't want to reduce the price. You don't want to give me a discount. You will give 50% of your income in the worship of Ganga. But when it comes to me, you become so miser, you become an expert businessman that you don't want to reduce your price. You don't want to give me a little discount for what I am asking for. Then Mahaprabhu will say, Ye Ganga puja hatumi ameta pita shatya satya tomara khaila eka tha. Then he says, this Ganga whom you are worshipping, actually, I am the father. I am the father of that Ganga. Why? Because the source of Ganga is Lord Shri Krishna. Ganga is coming because of Lord Shri Krishna. So he says, Satya, this is the truth that I am telling you now. That I am the father of that Ganga, to whom you will spend 50% of your income. But when it comes to me, you will argue like a miser person and you will not give me any discount. Know for sure that the Ganga that whom you worship, I am the father of that Ganga. Now our Sridhar doesn't know what Nimai is speaking. He doesn't know that how Nimai is the Supreme Lord. So what he will do, he'll close his eyes. Karne hasta de Sridhar Vishnu Vishnu bale Odhata dekhiya tare dei pata khole. And Sridhar, because Ganga is his worshipable deity. So how can somebody hear? And especially that little boy who is saying that I am the source of that Ganga. I am the father of that Ganga. So Karna Hastadiya, Sridhar would, with his hands, he would close his ears, sorry. He will close his ears and he'll say, Vishnu, Vishnu, what are you talking about? I don't want to hear these arrogant words, Nimai. What are you saying? Uddata, you have become so uddand, you have become so arrogant that you have reached to an extent where you are calling that you are the father of Ganga. How can you do that? I cannot hear all this. He will close his ears and he'll say, Vishnu, Vishnu. He'll just call upon Vishnu. Oh, Vishnu, please forgive this Nimai. I don't know what he's speaking. He has become so arrogant. And then he'll say, okay, instead of arguing with me, Sridhar would say, Diya pata khole, you take whatever leaves, whatever bananas you want, just take away, but don't say these harsh words. Don't say these words that you are the father of Ganga. Ei mata pratidina karane kandala Sridhar jnana vipra paramachanchala. And in this way, they both will argue every day. Pratidin, they both will argue and quarrel with each other. And finally, Sridhar considered, he gets this gyan, he gets this knowledge that this Vipra, this Brahman, this Nimai is very chanchal. He's the most restless Brahmana. And then Sridhar will say, Sridhar balena mui harilu tomhare. Oh, Nimai, I am defeated. Sridhar would accept his defeat. Kadi binu kichu deve shama kare more. He'll say, don't give me any kadi. Forget about half the price. Just take it for free. Just take it for free and leave me alone. I will give you something for free, but just leave me alone. Shama kar more, mere ko maaf kar. Give me that forgiveness, and I don't want to argue with you. I don't want to quarrel with you. Enough of it. Now you just take it. Ek khanda khole diva, eka khanda thoda, eka khanda kala mula, arada shomora. Now Sridhar will say, okay, I will give you khanda kola diva. I'll give you the banana. I'll give you the banana stems. I will give you some leaves. I will give you everything, whatever you want. Just take it and go. Ara dosha mora. Is there any other fault in me? My only fault is that I'm arguing with you. You think that I'm arguing with you because I am already quoting such a reasonable price. On top of that, you want discount. Okay, Nimai, forget about discount. I'm giving you for free. Just take it and leave me alone. Is there anything that I can do for you else giving you free? Shall I do anything for you? Then am I still at fault? He's saying, Ara dosha mura, koi aur dosh hai mujh mein? Is there any other fault in me? Rather just quoting a reasonable price and asking the reasonable price for the items, and you arguing with me and asking me for discount. I don't want to give you a discount. You take it free and just leave me alone. Prabhu bole, and when Mahaprabhu will hear this, he will say, Bhale bhale ara nahi daya, Sridhara khole Prabhu prata anna khaya. And then what Mahaprabhu will do, he said, yeah, bhala bhala, okay, good. I don't want anything, no complaints further, no other faults that you have. I have no complaints for you. You are giving it for free and I'm so happy. And Sridhara khole Prabhu, and that Kolavecha Sridhara, Mahaprabhu will anna khaya. He will regularly eat rice of Sridhar's leaf plates. So not only he will argue to give discount, and finally when he gets something for free, Mahaprabhu will eat from Sridhar's plate. This is Mahaprabhu's depicting that Sridhar is his cowherd friend, Kusum Sir. Because we all know that in the pastime, Krishna Lila, Krishna will also eat jutha. He will eat from the hands of the cowherd boys. And he will take from their plates. He will eat their jutha. Because that's how the friendship is. That's how the reciprocation of friendship happens. So here Nimai would also take rice from Sridhar plates, from the Sridhar's leaf plates, and he will honor it. Text 185. It's already 11:46. Bhaktera padartha prabhu hena mate khaya, koti haile abhaktera ulati na chaya. In this way, the Lord enjoys the gifts of his devotees and does not glance at millions of gifts offered by non-devotees. Duryodhan ghar meva tyago sag vidur ghar khayo. That is our Supreme Lord Krishna. He rejected the 56 chappan bhog of Duryodhan that Duryodhan made in his palace and invited Krishna. Why? Because Duryodhan was a bhaktera. He was a non-devotee. So Krishna rejected, and sag vidur khayo, and just a small shak, green leafy vegetable, he honored with great love with the hands of Vidur and Vidurani. So that's how our Krishna is. That's how our Supreme Lord is. He enjoys the gifts of his devotees, even that gifts can be of a very, not that opulent, but he does not glance the opulent gifts offered by his non-devotees. So Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur actually quotes that since Sridhar was a devotee of Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu forcibly bought goods cheaper from him and thus accepted Sridhar's service. But if a rich non-devotee offers goods, he would not even glance at them. And one should discuss Bhagavad Gita 9:26 and Srimad Bhagavatam 7:9-11 in this regard. So we'll stop here and we'll see what this Srimad Bhagavatam 7:9-11 says. We all know this 9:26 verse, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. But we'll see what this 9:7-11 says. So we'll quickly see this verse. So this verse is what Prabhupada Saraswati Thakur is referring to. And this is the verse which will be the essence of today's session. Naivatmana prabhurayam nijalabha purno Manam janada vidusha karuno vrinite yad yad jano bhagavate vidadhita manam tatchatmane pratimukhasya yatha mukhashri. So this is the verse which is quoted by Shri Prahlad Maharaj. So Prahlad Maharaj, he quoted this verse when we all know that how Hiranyakashipu was killed. His operation was done by Narasimhadev. And at that time, when Hiranyakashipu was killed, still Narasimhadev was in such an angry mood. And all the demigods that were those who were present there in that assembly, they didn't have any courage to go and pacify Lord Narasimhadev. It has been explained in Bhagavatam that even Lakshmi Devi was afraid to go in front of Narasimhadev. Then finally, Narad Muni, he told Prahlad Maharaj that you go and pacify Narasimhadev with your prayers. And as soon as Prahlad Maharaj heard this from his Gurudev Narad Muni, he went and he immediately paid his prostrated obeisances in front of Narasimhadev. Narasimhadev put his hand on Prahlad Maharaj. Now, Prahlad Maharaj was just a 5-year-old boy. He doesn't have that eligibility to offer some prayers to Lord Narasimhadev. But as soon as he was touched upon by Lord Narasimhadev's lotus hands, immediately the Vedic knowledge was transformed in his heart, just like we see the example of Dhruva Maharaj. When he was touched by the conch of Krishna, of the Supreme Lord, then he could able to recite those prayers. So similarly, Prahlad Maharaj also then non-stop, he was offering his prayers because he got that eligibility, he got touched by the lotus hand of Lord Narasimhadev. So Prahlad Maharaj offered his prayers and he says that I have been born in that Asura family. So I don't know how to offer prayers to you to satisfy you. Even these demigods are not able to do so. So what qualification do I possess? I am not qualified. And then he quotes a very famous verse. We all know that verse. Manya dhana bhijana rupa tapashruta, where he says that actually one who is wealthy, one who is from the aristocratic family, one who is very austere, one who has a very high birth or education, actually all these qualifications cannot satisfy the Supreme Lord. Then what satisfies the Supreme Lord? Bhaktya tushta bhagavan gajayuthapaya. Actually, the Supreme Lord is nourished or is satisfied or is pleased with the devotional service that a devotee does for the Supreme Lord. And he gives the example like how Lord was satisfied with Gajendra. And then he says, Prahlad Maharaj says that, yes, somebody who is very, very qualified, a Brahmana, he is very qualified. He can offer his prayers. But if those prayers are not tinged with devotion, then those prayers are not accepted by the Supreme Lord. On the other hand, there may be a Chandala, there may be a dog eater who can offer his prayers and who can offer everything, his mind, his words, and his wealth, and his life to the Supreme Lord, and the Lord is very much satisfied. Now, to hearing this, the question arises that Narasimhadev thought, oh, do I want anything? Am I looking for someone to give of their life, their wealth, their mind, their words to me? Do I want anything from all these devotees? And before, it's just a hidden conversation that happened. It's not that Narasimhadev said this, but it's a hidden conversation. And Prahlad Maharaj immediately quoted this verse. That no, I don't want to say that you are being pleased if someone offers you something, but it's just a reciprocation that happens. Naivatmana prabhur ayam nija labha purna. You, oh my Lord, you don't want anything for your personal benefit. If somebody is offering you bhoga, if somebody is offering you ornaments, if somebody is offering you flowers, if somebody is offering you some garments, you don't need anything. You don't need anything because you are nija labha purna. You are satisfied, always satisfied. Supreme Lord is Atmatript. He is Atmaram. He is Atmatusht. He is self-satisfied. He doesn't need anything. So therefore, Prahlad Maharaj says, Naivatmanha Prabhur ayam nija labha purna. You don't need anything. But manam janat avidusha karuna vrinite. And you are such a karuna vrinite. You are such a bestower of karuna. You are bestower of that compassion that if somebody offers you avidusha, he says avidusha. Avidusha means those who have a dushit mindset. Dushit mindset means those who defy the supremacy of the Supreme Lord. Those who don't know the aim of their human form of life. Those who don't know their aim, that their human form of life is actually to please the Supreme Lord. But you are such a karuna vrinite. You are such a kind, a compassionate person that you immediately bestow everything onto that avidusha also. Now the question comes that if a devotee is offering something, he is offering bhoga to the Supreme Lord, Krishna accepts it. But if a non-devotee offers, will Krishna accept it or not? Anybody wants to answer this? If a non-devotee is offering anything to Krishna, will Krishna offers it? Will Krishna accepts it or not?
No. No.
No. Why no? Why Krishna will? If Krishna doesn't accept it, then that means Krishna is partial. Krishna is not partial.
The love. He wants the love. Main thing is
He
love.
wants
love.
the love. Yeah. So Krishna accepts it. Okay. Even if the non-devotee offers anything to Krishna, Krishna accepts it. Okay, Krishna accepts it because Krishna is impartial. Remember when the seventh canto started, the first question that Parikshit Maharaj had was that how come the Supreme Lord is impartial? When he's killing the miscreants and he's protecting the devotees, that means he's partial. This was the question that led to this entire pastime by Sukadeva Goswami, where he is quoting that the conversation happening between Narad Muni and Yudhishthira Maharaj. So means that Krishna will accept everything that even the devotee offers and a non-devotee offers, because Krishna is impartial. Then what is the missing link? The missing link is the devotion, the love. So Krishna will reciprocate accordingly. Now a pure devotee is offering and he's saying, Na dhanam, na janam, na sundarim, kavitam va jagadisha kamaya, mama janmani janmani ishware, bhaktar bahituk ahituki. I want your bhakti, which is ahituki, Krishna. I want this. And with that mood, Krishna, we are offering. A devotee is offering in that mood that I want your ahituki bhakti. Then Krishna says, he reciprocates the same. Ye yatha mam prapadyante. Krishna reciprocates. Now, if someone is offering the bhoga, but have this false ego in him, is being so arrogant, he wants to show off, he wants some name, he wants some fame, and with some egoistic mentality, he is offering. Krishna will accept it and will reciprocate in the same manner. How he will reciprocate? He will boost the pride. Okay, you are offering me with such arrogance, you are offering it with false ego, I will boost your ego. Here comes, this way Krishna will reciprocate. So he's saying, Manam Janat Avidusha Karunavrite. You are such a compassionate person that you even accept the offerings of a non-devotee, but you reciprocate it accordingly. Because they want Naam, they want Dhan, they want Janam, they want followers, and you say Tathastu. You just give whatever they want. This is the Karuna Vrite. This is the compassionate heart of the Supreme Lord. Otherwise, Supreme Lord is complete. Completion is actually the constitutional position of the Supreme Lord. It's not the constitutional position of a jiva. Therefore, he says, Nija Labha Purna. You are Purna. Om Purna Madam Purnadam Purnat Purna Muddachate. Purnasya Purna Madaya Purnam Eva Vashishtate. Our Upanishads describe that the Supreme Lord is Purna. So he says, yes, Nijalabha Purna, you are Purna, but none of the other jiva is a Purna. Because this completeness is actually the constitutional position of the Supreme Lord. But when somebody offers it with some ego, with some pride, with thinking that kartahamiti manyate, ahankara vimudatma kartahamiti manyate, when somebody does any service, considering that he is the doer, Krishna satisfied that also. That also Krishna satisfies. Therefore, he is known as Karunavriti. So in this also, our Prahlad Maharaj is saying, Naivatmana Prabhur ayam neja labha purno manam janar avidusha karunavrinite. But he is saying avidusha. I am avidusha, because he is saying, I am that person who doesn't know how to worship. Now, Prahlad Maharaj is putting himself into this category of avidusha. Because he says, I have been born in a demoniac family. See my father. Who is my father? He is the greatest asura, and I am his son. So I'm such a vidusha. But you are such a karunavrite that you have bestowed all mercy upon us. So that's the nature of Lord Shri Krishna. He doesn't want anything for himself. Just that whatever we do it for our satisfaction, for our pleasure. We do it for the satisfaction of the Supreme Lord, but internally we also get satisfied when we serve Krishna. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't need our services. But Krishna reciprocates accordingly the mood in which we offer things. So if we nourish our pride, then Krishna says, okay, be egoistic, be envious, have more proud in you. Whereas the devotee, he wants only ahituki bhakti. Krishna says, okay, this is what it is. So Krishna is impartial, but he reciprocates. When Shakuni, he told Duryodhana, you go and ask Krishna before this war of Kurukshetra. So Arjun and Duryodhana, both of them, they went. But what Duryodhana asked? He asked for Narayani Sema. And Krishna says, yes, whatever you want. And Arjun asked for Krishna. So Arjun got Krishna. So this is how Krishna reciprocates. And then our Prahlad Maharaj is giving this analogy. Yad jano bhagavate vidhati manam tat chatmane pratimukhasya yatha mukhashri. So he's saying that to give an example, to substantiate this point, that how the Supreme Lord is Nijalabha Purna. He is Karuna Vrinite, that he accepts the offerings of even Avidusha, but he reciprocates accordingly. The mood, the mindset that the person who is offering is having in it. So therefore, Krishna is just reciprocating. And then he is to substantiate this point that Krishna for himself doesn't need anything. It is only and only for the benefit of a person who is offering or who is doing some devotional service. Otherwise, Krishna doesn't need anything. Then he gives this example to substantiate this point. Prahlad Maharaj says, Tatchatmane pratimukhasya yatha mukhashri. Just as, to give an example, he says, if one's face is decorated, the reflections of one's face's mirror is also seen decorated. So when we do something to satisfy the Supreme Lord, when we do any service for the pleasure of the Supreme Lord, internally we also get that happiness. Internally we also become satisfied. It is for our benefit. Just like one's face is decorated, the reflections of one's face in the mirror is also seen decorated. If I am putting my tilak and I am decorating my face with this tilak, and if I see myself in the mirror, what I will see is that the face in the mirror is also decorated with tilak. Now, suppose while putting tilak, if one line gets crooked, and if I try to fix it in the mirror, will I be able to ever fix it? No. The only way I can fix the decoration of a mirror is when I fix that tilak on my forehead. Then only the reflection will be fixed. Similarly, we all jivas are the reflection of that Supreme Lord. We are his mirror image. That's why it is said we are qualitatively one with the Supreme Lord. There is oneness of jiva and the Supreme Lord, Jiva and Ishvara. So when the Supreme Lord is pleased, we feel pleasure. When the Supreme Lord is satisfied, we feel satisfaction. It's not the other way around. Just like if I try to fix something in the reflection, myself, I will not be able to fix my body. But if I fix something on my body, the reflection will automatically be fixed. So therefore, he says that just like the mirror is decorated, that is what is Cheto Darpana Marjana. One is Bimba, another is Pratibimba. We are the Pratibimba, and the Supreme Lord is Bimba. We are the mirror image of the Supreme Lord. So if we have to clean, and that is perceiving through this chitta, how we perceive this through our chitta. When our consciousness becomes clear, then we will be able to see the clear image, and we will see Krishna in the heart of every living entity. So the very first thing what he mentions in this verse, Prahlad Maharaj is saying that for what you approach the Supreme Lord, with that feeling will be nourished. If we approach the Supreme Lord with pride, with arrogance, then that will be nourished. But if we approach the Supreme Lord with Trinadapi Sunichena, with humility, with tolerance, then that will be nourished. And then Krishna accepts everything, but it is for our benefit. He is Nijalabha Purna. He doesn't want anything. Whatever he accepts, it is for our benefit. Coming back to our Caitanya Bhagavat verse, where Vrindavana Das Thakur is saying, and this is the verse. So Bhaktera Padartha, this Vrindavana Das Thakur is saying, Bhaktera Padartha Prabhu Hena Matha Khaya, Hoti Haile Abhaktera, Ulatina Chaya. The Lord enjoys the gifts of his devotees and does not glance at the millions of gifts offered by non-devotees. For a non-devotee, it looks like when he performs any activity, it looks like that the Supreme Lord has accepted, and Supreme Lord accepts it in the mood that non-devotee offers. If he offers it with arrogance, the Supreme Lord will say, okay, let your arrogance be to the highest degree. Just like our Krishna, when he went to Duryodhana, he didn't accept his offering, but he accepted the pride that Duryodhana had. He accepted that pride. He accepted that arrogance. And he said, may your arrogance and pride reach to the highest degree. And that's all what happened. But when he went to Vidurani, he was eating the banana peel, not even the bananas. And there also he didn't complain that, what are you feeding me? because he was looking for the love that Vidurani had. So Vidurani was offering it with love. So her love was enhanced. Duryodhan was offering with pride. So his pride was enhanced. This is how the Supreme Lord reciprocates. Otherwise, the Supreme Lord doesn't want anything. He's Atmatushta, he's Atma Rama, he's Atma Rama. He's self-satisfied. He doesn't need anything. But the devotee, when he serves, the devotee serves in the mood thinking that my Krishna will starve if I don't feed him. My Krishna will be dirty if I don't wash him, if I don't bathe him, if I don't put new garments on him. My Krishna will not look opulent if I don't offer ornaments. Krishna doesn't need all this. It's the mood of a devotee who thinks, it's the mood of Mother Yashoda who thinks that my Kanha, my Lala will starve if I don't feed him. When it comes to feed Krishna, we should always have this mood that when it comes to serve Krishna, anyway, in any manner, when it comes to the service, we should think, if I don't serve, Krishna will not be able to look good or will not be able to fed properly. So that should be the mood when it comes to service. When it comes to service, we should think that the Supreme Lord is dependent on us. But when it comes to prayers, we should think that we are dependent on the Supreme Lord. So that is the loving reciprocation that the Supreme Lord always looks for. Okay, we are already 12:10. I'll cover till 190. এই লীলা করিবা চৈতন্য হীন আছে ইহার কারণে শ্রী শ্রীধর কোলাবাচে. Lord Chaitanya had a desire to perform these pastimes, and that is why he had Sridhar sell these banana leaves. এই লীলা লাগিসা শ্রীধর এवच खोला के भुजिते पारो Vishnu Vaishnavare Lila. In order to perform such pastimes, he made Sridhar sell banana leaves. Who can understand the pastimes of Lord Vishnu and the Vaishnavas? It has been said, we all know this, that Vaishnavare Kriya Mudre Vigyanana Bhujai. Even the learned person cannot understand that why Vishnu or Vaishnava does anything, because everything is done with the higher plan. And that plan is only revealed to the Supreme Lord. The main purpose behind the pastimes of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas is incomprehensible to the ordinary people. Only those who are favored by the Supreme Lord can factually realize the activities of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. Those who are not favored cannot understand the activities of Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. Even the Vaishnavas' achar, his character or his activities cannot be understood by non-Vaishnavas because they are not favored by the Lord. They are not favored by the Supreme Lord. बिना प्रभु जानले के हनहि जाने से कथा प्रभु करेला सनारायणे. No one can know these pastimes unless the Lord reveals them, and the Lord reminded everyone of this principle. Because this Mahaprakash Lila was for this reason, that Mahaprabhu wants to reveal them, that whatever is happening because of the Supreme Lord, he wants to reveal this. And the Lord reminded everyone of this principle. And he reminded Sridhar also that for what reason you were selling these bananas, for what reason I was fighting with you, because you are my cowherd friend. And I want to have that loving reciprocation, even when in this Caitanya Lila, when I come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So he wants to reveal this. So he's saying, Sridhar, you ask for any benediction. Now Vrindavana Das Thakur is taking us back to Srivas Angan, where this Mahaprakash Lila is happening. Because now Mahaprabhu is telling, he took us on the flashback years ago when he was having this argument with Sridhar, with Kolavecha Sridhara. But now Mahaprabhu is saying, I'm so happy, Sridhar, with all the reciprocation of love that you had. Prabhu bole Sridhara dekhala rupa mora, ashta siddhi dana aji khari dana mora. Then Lord said, Oh Sridhar, look at my form, look at my form. I am here in a Bhagavan Bhav. And today I want to give you whatever you want. I will award you all the 8 type of mystic perfections. Whatever you want, I will give you. So Prabhupada Saraswati quote from Srimad Bhagavatam, these 8 siddhis, we all know this, where its anima is becoming smaller than the smallest, mahima is becoming greater than the greatest, and lagima is becoming lighter than the lightest. These 3 are for one's own body. But other perfection is prapti, where one acquires whatever one desires. Sorry. Prakamya Siddhi is one experience any enjoyable object either in this world or next. Ishita Siddhi is one can manipulate the subpotencies of Maya. And Vashita Siddhi is that one can control this potency through one's, this potency, Mahamaya, one can control. Vash mein le aate hain, Vashita Siddhi. And Kama Vashita Siddhi is that one who has acquired this can obtain anything from anywhere to the highest possible limit. So these are the 8 kind of siddhis. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, Oh Sridhar, today I am ready to bestow all these siddhis to you. But the devotee never aspire for siddhis. So, Matha tuli chahe maha purusha Sridhara tamala shama dekhi say Vishwambhara. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, Oh Sridhar, look up, look at my form. Today I am here and I am going to give you all kind of 8 mystic perfections. Then Sridhar raised his head and saw Vishwambhara. He was blackish like a tamala tree. So next, we will stop here. It's already 12:16. So we'll stop here and we'll see the beauty that Sridhar holds, the beauty of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that Sridhar beholds. And later he says, I don't want any siddhi. I really want, that we will see tomorrow, that what benediction Sridhar asked for. But he says, I don't want all these siddhis, Mahaprabhu, that you are ready to offer me. I don't want those siddhis. But what actually he asked for, we will see later. I don't want to disclose the climax, but it's such a sweet pastime. So thank you all so much for your attention. Thank you so much for your presence. We'll stop here. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur ki jai, Sri Vrindavana Thakur ki jai, Chaitanya Bhagavat ki jai.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much for taking us to the pastime and back into the Shiva Sangha and again back into the pastime. You could really see, I was thinking somebody can do this drama, what, how...
Actually, we did. In North Carolina, we did this drama on Mahaprakash Lila.
But your dialogues were so nice. I was imagining one person this side and one person that side. And see that conversation between Mahaprabhu and Kolavecha Sridhara. It is so nice. I really like how he was taking it freely, banana. Not only that, but also eating from his plate and going.
From his plate also.
I mean, he's not leaving him. He wants to take everything from him. On top of it, he's arguing. You're giving everything to Ganges and you're not giving me anything and I'm the father. That is very, very nice, Mataji. Thank you so much for such a beautiful, beautiful past. I'm very grateful to you, Mataji. We have raised hands. Preeti Vilasni, Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna Mataji, thank you so much. First of all, thank you so much for building context into this Sridhara pastime, what happened before that, and then coming here. I really don't know if I've even been listening properly all these days. So thank you so much for that first. And then the Sridhara pastime itself was very, very nicely described in great detail. With so much beautiful details that Vrindavana Thakur has mentioned. It was actually it was very nice to hear the entire pastime, Mataji. I had to go from you. Thank you so much. I think towards the end, you mentioned something very interesting about the reflection, right? The reflection and the how we are
Face.
qualitatively one. That was very nice, Mataji. I was just imagining that Tilak example that you gave. That is so nice. It's easy to apply for us also. I mean, the principle, for us to understand the principle. So thank you so much. Very beautiful class. Very nicely covered, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Preeti Vilasni Mataji. Actually, that analogy itself is given by Prahlad Maharaj only. That how you see the decoration in the image.
The reflection.
Yeah, if you decorate your own.
Correct.
Yes,
Beautiful.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. My glories to Srila Prabhupada. What a very wonderful conversation between Kolavecha Sridhara and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. I was like laughing how how Mahaprabhu has so much he has argued with this poor Brahmana, with this poor seller, banana leaf seller. So I was just thinking, even in mundane world, we will be thinking like how to argue for this and all. So means in those days, yeah, people used to argue, but these days they won't. So I was like, okay, so all of this start is coming from Mahaprabhu only. He has started this conversation, this also. So that's why people are also arguing like this. So very nice conversation. As you read, I was like laughing only. So nice. Thank you so much, Mataji. I was just imagining that pastime also, like how they were conversing. Very nice. And you just went back and forth with Srimad Bhagavatam and here also. So, yeah, so the Lord said, I just like the point where you said that whatever Mahaprabhu is saying to Kolavecha Sridhar, whatever you do, you speak, but I'm not going to leave you. And he beautifully got into that point that this is what Krishna does with us also. So that even if we think for a moment,
we should also do the same. We should also not leave Krishna.
Okay. Okay.
It's
Thank you
not
so
that,
much.
okay,
But
my
I
one
think
wish is not fulfilled, so I run to one demigod or another demigod, leave Krishna aside. No.
no, actually, yes, Mataji. So that we should not do. But as you said, Krishna will not allow us to do that also. Sometimes we may feel like, okay, what is this? I'm so fed up sometimes. So then
In this regard, I
immediately
heard
the
one
next,
story. I'm
yeah.
sorry. In this regard, I heard one story. There was one man in Vrindavan and he used to worship Gopalji. And there was another person, his friend, and he would come and he would say, why you are worshiping Gopal? Your Gopal is not giving you anything. You are so poverty stricken. Just leave this worship of Gopal. Why do you still want to worship Gopal? Just leave and bring Lord Shiva in your home and then see that your life will be full of opulence. So this man thought, okay, maybe, what my friend is saying is true. So what he did, he put his Gopal on the side table, like little far off the room. And as his main altar, he brought the deity, the linga of Lord Shiva, and he started worshipping. And once he was offering that incense to Lord Shiva, and he saw that everything is going, that the smoke is going towards Lord Krishna. Now, the tendency of the smoke is that smoke will go in the direction where the air is there in the room. But it was going. And you know what this man said? This man said, Krishna, oh my Gopal, you are so envious that now I brought Lord Shiva. Till the time I was offering you incense, you didn't accept anything. But now the moment I offered this incense to Lord Shiva, now you want to smell that incense and therefore the smoke is running towards you. And then immediately Krishna appeared. Krishna appeared in front of him and he was shocked. He said, till the time I was worshipping you, you were nowhere to be seen. The moment I brought Lord Shiva, now you are giving me a personal association. I could see you face to face. That means you are so jealous, Krishna. Why you are so jealous? And he said, actually, I'm not jealous. Till the time I was not reciprocating, with you because you consider me as a deity. I started reciprocating with you and I came in front of you, the moment you thought that I have a nostril and I could smell that incense. You took me in a personal form and you thought that I am becoming envious because you are worshipping Lord Shiva. So that time Krishna reciprocated. So this is how Krishna is. That, Krishna, we have to feel the presence of the Lord. We have to feel that it's not a marble deity, it's not a stone deity, it's not a metal deity. He's Krishna himself who is here to accept our offerings. I don't know where I heard, but somewhere I heard this pastime, so I want to share it.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for sharing that. It's really very wonderful. Yes, even in today's morning Bhagavatam class, also Prabhuji was also mentioning about the same thing, that we have to think Krishna like one of our family member. Only then we can realize that when we chant. So yeah, so always it's there. I'm just practicing to cultivate that. Let's see, Mataji, how many lifetimes will it take for me? Hare Krishna. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji, for that beautiful pastime of that devotee in Vrindavan. It's very nice. Yeah. Is there anybody having any more questions, any realizations for Mataji?
Hare Krishna Mataji, please accept my humble obeisances. All glory to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Guru and Shri Ganga. Mataji, I have no words to say. All the time, very, very nice nectar class it is. And I like the pastime, whatever you describe in deep. And I'm really like the story, whatever you said in the last one. And Mataji, I also heard that one, but sometimes I don't know where I have to put like this. So it's really, really very nice and beautiful pastime, sweet pastime you told. All the time you bring something and something very nicely. So it touching my heart too much. Thank you, Mataji, for your this class, Mataji.
Thank you for your association always.
Always, Mataji, I also like your association. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Is there any more?
Hare Krishna, HG Kirtida Sundari. Go ahead, Radhe.
Oh, I was remembering you of when Mataji was singing that song. Kukure. You like that song, right? Vrinda Gopika Mataji. Go ahead, Vrinda Gopika Mataji.
Koti koti danvat pranam, Mataji. You take us in Shridham Vrindavan Dham, where in 2010 H.S. Sachidanand Maharaj, H.S. Bhakti Charu Maharaj, H.S. Jayapataka Maharaj, H.S. Radhanath Maharaj sitting in explaining this Leela Kolavecha Sridhara, Mataji.
Oh, I think her internet.
इतना आनंद हुआ माताजी, क्या बता सकते हैं. इतना भाव होता है डे बाय डे. डुबकी लगाते हैं. हम तो 0 पे है, पर आप हमें लीलाज में लेके जाके डुबकी लगाते हैं कि जो you have to chant your around attentively. You have to chant your around attentively. Thank you, Mataji. Sometimes after doing so many years, नहीं बोल सकते, पर माताजी फिर भी हृदय में छू जाता है कि इसने मुझे ये किया, इसने मुझे ये किया. ही टेक माई ओन एम्पायर. हमारा कहाँ था, वो तो कृष्णा का था. ले लिया इसलिए ताकि हम अच्छी तरह से कृष्ण कथा सुने और जपा करें. माताजी सच्ची सुनो वन स्टैंजा प्लीज. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम. इट्स टू लेट. ये बार नहीं हो सकता है तो नेक्स्ट टाइम. मैं तो रोज सुनती हूँ.
आप रोज सुनते हो ना, बस
इसके बिना नींद नहीं आती, तो भी नहीं आता. इतने डफोडेस्ट इंसान है. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम. लिटिल हार्ड माताजी, और वो हिंदी में हो तो प्लीज भेजना. इंग्लिश में वो प्रोनाउंसिएशन कहीं परफेक्ट नहीं हो रहा है, गलती हो रही है.
हिंदी में
हरी हरी गौरंग.
I can't find in हिंदी.
हाँ, कोई बात नहीं, पढ़ सकते हैं आसानी से. राधा रानी की मर्जी, श्री श्री नित्यानंद, श्री श्री चैतन्य महाप्रभु की मर्जी, पर और प्रैक्टिस होएगी तभी आपके सामने प्रेजेंट कर पाएंगे. कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम. जय श्री प्रभुपाद.
माताजी महाप्रभु के सामने प्रेजेंट करिए. He is भावग्राही जनार्दन. So just present and sing in front of Mahaprabhu.
Every day Mataji singing in front of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Sri Nityananda at home. Bring from Shridham Vrindavan Dham by some Vaishnava. पर माताजी हमें आप जो हमारे पीछे मेहनत करते हैं, तो कुछ तो हम उसको वर्तर आपको दे. तो हम आपको प्रेजेंट करना ही चाहते हैं, पर इट्स टेक लिटिल टाइम। माता जी प्लीज फॉरगिव मी। कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम माता जी। बहुत बहुत आनंद आता है जब भी आपके क्लास आते हैं। कभी कभी तो माता जी उसमें से हार्डली 10-15% समझ में आता है, फिर दूसरी बार सुनते हैं शाम को तभी समझ में आता है, पर बहुत आनंद आता है। हरि हरि गौरांगा कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। जय श्री प्रभुपाद। थैंक यू माता।
Thank you. Okay, Vinita Gandharvika Mataji, you can take over.
Yes, Mataji. So you don't want to sing?
What, Mataji? That song?
One stanza she asked, right?
Sati Sutananda.
Okay, Satishan Vashtagam. Hare Baba. Let me open it. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Hare. Where it is, Mataji has deleted those messages. Okay, I have to open it. Shachi Shurishtakam. Hey, Navagaura Varikun.
Hey ho. Please forgive me.
अरे सच्ची शोनु अष्टकम आई एम ओपनिंग, सच्ची सुता खुल रहा है. I don't remember this, so I have to see if somebody can share. Mataji, can you share in the Gopika Mataji?
माता जी हमें नहीं आता है कैसे शेयर करना, वो उसमें से
Mataji, I got it. I will share it.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Somehow I'm not
Even
able.
my chat history recently got gone, but then luckily this is there. I was searching when you said your chat gone. Luckily it is. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. Hari drishtva goshte mukuragatam atmanamatulam swamadhuryam radha priyatara sakhi vaptam abhitaha अहो गौड़े जाता प्रभुर पर गौरी कतनुभाग शची शूनु किं मे नयन शरणिं यस्यति पुनः. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji, for singing that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the
Mataji.
beautiful pastime narrating. It was in front of our eyes. We could see the pastime. Really, Mataji, thank you so much. Very, very grateful to you. I would like to offer my obeisances to you and all the Vaishnavas summoned on the call. Vancha kalpayasya kripa sindhu bhevachanam pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta koti Vaishnav Vrind ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Her Grace Kirtida Sundari Mataji ki jai.
All the assembled Vaishnavas.
कोटि कोटि दंडवत प्रणाम। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद। Thank you for your association and blessing.
Mataji.
Please keep in your prayer